Hey, listener. So today we are diving into the world of dating apps.
Okay.
You know those platforms that promise to help you find the one?
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever wondered if they're really all they're cracked up to be?
Oh, yeah.
Or if maybe, just maybe, they've become more about profits than genuine connections?
I mean, it's a valid question, right?
It is, and that's why we're here to unpack it with two very different sources.
Okay.
First, we have a YouTuber who decided to go all in on his dating app journey.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking years of swiping thousands of matches and meticulous data tracking. He even calls himself Slowmar.
Slow-more.
Yeah, a nod to his dedication
I like that.
to this experiment.
Oh, this guy was really serious about this.
Oh, yeah,
Like, really serious?
he was. Over 3 years, he swiped over 250,000 times
Whoa.
across multiple platforms.
250,000.
That's some serious dedication.
That's a lot of swiping.
Most people spend less than an hour a day on dating apps.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably about right.
So his data set is truly unique.
Yeah, definitely not your average user.
Yeah, it's safe to say he went above and beyond for this research project.
For science?
And what did he find out after all that swiping? Well, let's just say the results were a bit disheartening,
Oh, no.
especially for the guys out there.
Okay, so what happened?
His overall match rate was a mere 0.35%.
Wow, that's
Incredibly low.
that is rough.
Even considering that the average match rate for men on these apps hovers around 3%.
Yeah, 3% is already pretty low.
It's no wonder some people feel like they're just spinning their wheels.
I can see why.
I mean, imagine swiping through hundreds of profiles,
Mhm.
only to get a handful of matches.
Yeah,
It's enough to make anyone question if it's even worth the effort.
for sure. For sure.
But here's where things get really intriguing.
Okay.
Slumar noticed that whenever he paid for a premium subscription, his match rate would suddenly jump up.
Interesting.
That's right.
So it's like pay to win.
And this speaks to the freemium model that many dating apps utilize.
Oh, yeah.
They offer basic functionality for free,
Right.
but then dangle those premium features like a carrot on a stick,
Mm-hmm.
promising increased visibility and ultimately more matches.
It's like those mobile games, you know?
Oh, cool.
They give you like, oh, it's basic game for free.
Yeah.
But if you want to really get ahead, you got to spend some cash.
And it's not just about those enticing premium features. Slowmar discovered that many dating apps use discount tactics,
Really?
almost like a Black Friday sale
For love.
for love,
Wow.
to encourage users to subscribe. He even admitted to using a hack
Okay.
of buying a premium subscription, enjoying those benefits for a short time,
Uh-huh.
and then immediately canceling before the next billing cycle.
Sneaky.
This brings up an interesting point. But the business model of these apps,
Okay.
are they genuinely interested in helping people find love? Or are they simply capitalizing on our innate desire for connection, using these tactics to maximize their profits?
That's the big question.
It's a valid question and one that we need to consider as we navigate the world of online dating. But before we go down that rabbit hole, let's switch gears
Okay.
and take a look at our second source,
All right.
a promotional script for a new dating app called Just You Two.
Just you two.
Now, this app claims to be different,
Oh,
focusing on authenticity and genuine connection over superficial swiping.
interesting.
That's right.
So how are they different?
Just You Two is taking a different approach, incorporating a social media style feed.
Into their platform.
Instead of static profiles with just a few photos and a short bio,
Okay.
users can share stories,
Post updates.
post updates.
And even comment on each other's posts.
It's like a hybrid of Instagram and a traditional dating app.
Ooh, that's interesting.
An interesting concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Almost like a less polished, more real-life version
Yeah.
of those picture-perfect social media feeds.
I see.
And they specifically highlight how this approach counteracts the pay-to-win feeling that many users experience on traditional dating apps.
Makes sense.
But is it really all that different?
Well, let's consider Slomar's experience.
He talked about feeling frustrated with having to condense his personality into a few photos and a short bio.
Yeah.
Just You Two's approach could potentially address this
Yeah, I could see that.
by offering a more dynamic way to showcase who you are.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's like giving people a bigger canvas to express themselves, rather than just a tiny little box to check off.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
And instead of relying on those split-second swipes, you can actually get a sense of someone's personality before even matching with them.
That's a good point.
Precisely. And Just You Two emphasizes that this approach can lead to more meaningful connections
Okay.
by shifting the focus away from superficial judgments and towards shared interests, values, and even a sense of humor. They're aiming to foster a more genuine dating experience.
So it's less about looks and more about compatibility.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
a promising idea.
Yeah.
But the big question is, can they actually pull it off?
I mean, that's the thing with any new app, right?
Can they create a platform where authenticity reigns supreme and the pay-to-win mentality fades into the background?
That remains to be seen.
But what's interesting is that just U2's emergence, along with the growing frustration with traditional dating apps, indicates a shift in user expectations.
I think you're right.
People are craving more than just superficial connections. They're seeking genuine relationships, even in the digital realm.
Yeah. People are tired of the games.
It's like we're starting to realize that maybe, just maybe, there's a better way to do this whole online dating thing.
Absolutely.
And Just U2 is betting on the idea that people are willing to embrace a different approach.
Okay.
They're not just about static profiles and quick judgments.
Right.
They want to encourage deeper engagement and genuine interaction.
So like what specifically?
For example, remember how they highlighted that users can comment on each other's posts?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They specifically mentioned that. It's not just about presenting this polished highlight reel of your life.
Right.
It's more about sharing your thoughts and experiences.
Even your struggles.
Even your struggles.
Yeah, like being real.
Creating a more relatable and humanized portrait of yourself.
I think it's a really clever strategy.
So it's less, look at me, I'm perfect, and more, here's who I am, flaws and all.
That's a great way to put it.
And it's not just about sharing, it's about interacting.
Yeah.
Users can comment on each other's posts, spark conversations, and get a sense of someone's personality before they even match.
Okay.
Which could lead to more meaningful connections because you're not just basing your decision on a few photos.
Right. You're getting a more holistic view.
You get to see how someone interacts with the world, what makes them laugh, what they're passionate about.
Remember how Slomar mentioned struggling to express himself through text and pictures?
Yeah.
This type of platform might have been a game changer for him.
Yeah, he might have thrived in an environment where he could share his thoughts and connect with people on a deeper level.
It really makes you wonder if maybe the whole swiping mechanic is part of the problem.
Like, it reduces people.
Yeah.
To just a series of images and quick judgments.
Yeah, and I think that reflects this broader trend in our digital culture.
Where there's this immense pressure to present this perfect, curated version of ourselves.
Exactly.
And sometimes that comes at the expense of authenticity.
So the question is Just U2 the answer?
I mean, it's a bold claim.
It is. They're definitely tapping into this growing desire for more genuine connections, both online and offline.
But even with this different approach, the success of any dating app depends on a few key factors.
What?
The quality of its user base, the effectiveness of its matching algorithm, and the overall user experience.
Yeah, because
Well-
even the most authentic app won't work if there aren't enough people using it, or
Right.
if the algorithm keeps showing you people who are completely wrong for you.
And that's where the tension lies. Dating apps are businesses,
Right.
and businesses need to make money.
It's like that saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Our attention, our data, and our desire for connection.
Those are the commodities being traded.
So where does this leave us? Are we stuck in this cycle of pay-to-play dating? Or is there a way out?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
On one hand, we have Slomar, who decided to step back from dating apps altogether. After realizing how much time and effort they were consuming, he said he was better off meeting people organically, which is great in theory, but not always practical for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not everyone has the same social circles or opportunities for those chance encounters.
Then we have Just U2, offering this seemingly more authentic and less transactional approach.
Right.
But is it just clever marketing? Or can they truly deliver on their promise?
It's a tough call.
It's a tough call.
Their emergence and the growing frustration with traditional dating apps suggests that people are hungry for change.
A change that prioritizes genuine connection over superficial swiping and those pay-to-win tactics.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a reminder that technology should enhance our lives, not dictate them.
And maybe, just maybe, there's a way to make online dating work for us, not against us.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay?
You know, at the end of his video, Slumber posed a really interesting question.
He did, he asked.
Are dating apps pay to play? Honestly, after seeing all his data
Yeah.
and hearing his experience, I think he makes a pretty compelling case.
Especially for men.
Yeah, it seems like the design of these apps, combined with the dynamics of the dating pool, kind of creates this system where paying for premium features can really make a difference.
Yeah, it's a bit disheartening.
It is. But here's what I found interesting.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't end the video on a totally negative note.
All right.
He actually challenged his viewers to download their own data and analyze their experiences.
To see if they reach the same conclusions.
To see if they reach the same
I think
conclusion.
it's a great idea.
It is. It encourages us to be more than just passive users.
To become more informed and
We become more informed and aware of how these platforms work.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because we understand the mechanics and the potential biases.
We can make more conscious choices about how we use them.
And whether we even want to use them at all.
And whether we even want to use them at all.
Right.
So listener, we've explored this whole pay-to-play phenomenon and the quest for authenticity in the world of online dating.
We've seen how the desire for connection can be commodified.
And how algorithms can shape our experiences.
But we've also seen some glimmers of hope with apps like Just You Two trying to shake things up.
Offering a different approach that prioritizes genuine interaction over superficial swiping.
The question is, will this be enough to shift the tide?
Can we move away from this pay-to-win mentality and create a more authentic and fulfilling online dating experience?
That's something for you to consider, listener.
As you navigate this complex landscape,
Remember, you have the power to define what success means for you.
don't let algorithms or societal pressures dictate your worth.
And keep in mind, sometimes the most meaningful connections happen when you least expect them.
So keep an open mind.
Stay curious.
Stay curious.
And remember, knowledge is power.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Absolutely.
You know, at the end of Slomar's video, he posed this really interesting question. Like, he straight up asked, are dating apps pay to play?
Oh, wow.
And honestly, after seeing all of his data and hearing his experience, I think he makes a pretty compelling case.
Yeah, especially for men, it seems like.
Yeah. It seems like the design of these apps, combined with just like the dynamics of the dating pool, really creates a system where paying for those premium features can make a real difference.
It is kind of disheartening.
It is. But here's what I found interesting.
Okay.
He doesn't end the video on a totally negative note.
Oh, good.
He actually challenges his viewers to download their own data and analyze their own experiences to see if they reach the same conclusions.
That's a great idea.
It is. It encourages us to be more than just
Yeah.
passive users on these platforms.
Yeah, to be more informed.
More informed,
Yeah,
more aware of how these platforms work.
Exactly.
Exactly, because if we understand the mechanics and the potential biases at play,
Yeah.
we can make more conscious choices about how we use them and whether we even want to use them at all.
Right. Ultimately, it's up to us.
It is up to us. So, listener, we've explored this whole pay-to-play phenomenon and this quest for authenticity in the world of online dating.
We've seen how this desire for connection can be commodified.
And we've seen how algorithms can shape our experiences.
But we've also seen those glimmers of hope.
With apps like Just You Two, trying to shake things up a bit.
Yeah, offering a different approach.
A different approach that prioritizes genuine interaction over superficial swiping.
The question is, will this be enough to shift the tide?
Can we move away from this pay-to-win mentality and create a more authentic and fulfilling online dating experience?
That's something for you to consider, listener.
That is for you, as you navigate this complex landscape.
You know, remember, you have the power to define what success means for you.
Don't let algorithms or societal pressures dictate your worth.
And keep in mind, sometimes those most meaningful connections happen when you least expect them.
So keep an open mind.
Stay curious.
Stay curious, and as always, keep diving deep.